Hi everybody, welcome to the home stretch in the art room. Here's what we're working on. For kindergarten first, we are coming into the home stretch using chalk pastels. Because this is such a stellar project, I've extended it to a couple different grade levels. If you were not aware, chalk pastels that we've got in the art room, messy. They're dusty, but the color blendability, this is basically my hands for the last 2 months, basically, and I do wash them multiple times. But students have been learning about blending with chalk pastels. We've been talking about how to add lights and darks. We've been looking at rocks, and we're making the connection, especially looking at agates. And it's been really cool to hear kids talk about how families have travels, and have you ever put a rock in your pocket? Have you ever climbed rocks, stacked rocks, things like that, especially in northern Minnesota. But kids are working on that, and here's why. I'm starting to show them, and they're learning about kind of this toning process, but they're using a flat a chalk pastel to blend colors using that flat edge. We're talking about lights and darks, and again, blendability. And then they're starting to cut those rocks out. And then we're gonna start to glue them onto paper with the ultimate part. This is kind of a three-parter of a cut paper collage of them climbing on the rocks or sitting on the rocks, skipping stones, all kinds of fun stuff. So that has been super exciting to watch. So that's been spanning some of the groups. We're getting portfolios ready. We are trying to get rid of all of our clay work that's been in here. So you're gonna start to see some work coming home. Some pieces, especially for Mother's Day. So that's coming home soon. 4th and 5th graders are finishing. They're in the home stretch of what we're calling the super glue project. People that are really important, that act as like the bonding agent, the super glue for our school. Here's what we've been doing. We've been creating crayon mono prints of them and then giving different words of thanks. So you're gonna see some really cool people in the hallway coming up pretty soon. Kids' names will be in the corner, and really our words of thanks for those people. Now, independent of the classroom, here's what's also happening. I'm working in collaboration with a few folks with PTO, and PTO has generously given some money for us to do a little bit of weaving. And here's the master plan. So some folks have started weaving big. They've started doing some finger weaving. Our color palette, I mean, really, like, for real. That's like the best yarn in the world, okay? And this is gonna be durable, so the color palette, and then I've got some beautiful yellow and kind of a cinnamon swirl combination. And so we're actually going to be wrapping one of the trees in the courtyard. So that's called yarn bombing. And that's gonna be a focal point for students to do presentations, performances, things like that. The PTO has started to put those beautiful dark navy blue Adirondack chairs out there. So we've got the courtyard kind of coming together a little bit more. So thank you everybody that's been helping with that. And then we also have an artist that has been commissioned in the process. Special thanks to all those people, you know if you know. And we're going to create a piece of sculpture out in the main courtyard. So that'll be happening over the summer, and then probably installation in the fall. So in the art room, it is very busy. We're in the home stretch last month. So a lot of students also finishing up projects. Kids will start to bring home portfolios towards the end of the month. The very last session, some students, you know, the Bob Ross Toast Party is in the works for some classes that have been consistent following the group plan, and a glow party. Why? Because I can't help myself, okay? We need to have a little bit of fun at the end of the school year. So feel free to reach out with questions, but just wanted to give a quick little update. Hope everybody's hanging in there. Take care. Bye.